Hey cuties and gremlins, welcome to my channel. Today I will be showing you the very special doll I alluded to in my previous video. But it's going to be a really cool doll. Well, here it is. It's a sheep satyr aeronaut. Do not say that 10 times fast. I have always been captivated by the steampunk vibes that are often connected with the floating death traps that are hot air balloons. So I came up with the concept of this cutie. Then I thought, ooh, I want to make a 2-scale hot air balloon. I mulled over for weeks how I might build this, and then went thrift shopping and saw this. Oh, my jaw dropped. It was perfect. More on the balloon later though. Let's get started on the doll. Our victim today is a G3 cattynoir. Goodness, she is beautiful. She has such a cute soft face and a unique body. I'm in love. For this custom, I'm going ham. New hair, new ears, no tail, new legs, and a new face. After I take her hair off, I go to work on the ears. I realized midway cutting them that it might have been easier to remove the hair if I had cut the ears off first, but also, on the flip side, no hair means I can get a cleaner cut on the ears. I don't know, what do you think? I played with 2 ear options before deciding on G3 claudines. I put a glob of hot glue in the empty ear chasms and put my cutting-edge fabric stabbies into the glue-filled ear pockets. Then I stabbed the ears into the unsuspecting sides of her head. I struggled while designing the face up, but I eventually got to a happy place, and here is the result. The helper today is my trusty assistant Jack. What a muse! He is my favorite mystical creature. I really like this purple shimmer Catty has, but I want a more brown hue, so I'll be covering it with many layers of pastels and MSC. Whoops! Can't forget to paint the ears so they match the rest of the body. I draw on a base of white so I can layer things easier. Next, I block out the basic colors and shapes. I saved the eyeliner and eyelashes for last. I figured it would be easier to blend the makeup without them in my way. And with that, the face-up is done. I bought the sheep's wool off Etsy. Seems fitting for this character, and I want to try a more natural fiber. You guys, this hair is the most well-behaved fiber I have ever worked with. It took only about an hour to cover the entire head, and it looks pretty dang satisfactory. I clean up the crazy fibers with some defrizzing gel, and for now, I hold the hair back with this cute ribbon. For the pieces de resistance, for the pieces de resistance, for the pieces de resist piece, for the piece de resist. For the piece de resist pieces, the prosthetic leg. For the piece de resist pieces, the prosthetic leg. For the piece de resist. I start by chopping the leg into the appropriate bits. This was a little difficult because Catty's legs were thick. I had to take a couple breaks because my hands were hurting and I was kind of getting frustrated. My husband kindly came over to gift his chopping wisdom.
Oh yes, my wisdom is that with these little hand saws, you want to be really light to the touch and not, you don't want to push down, because if you push down, then
She's gonna get caught.
the teeth don't glide, because you want them to just glide and take off a little bit of material at a time.
It went a little smoother after that, and I got the satisfaction of cleaning up the leg debris with the fell swoop of my vacuum. Alrighty, I mulled over how I was gonna build this prosthetic leg where it looked like robo parts built on a skeleton. Then I remembered I conveniently had these doll arms laying around, so they will be my new leg. They are thin and have joints. Behold my genius, and behold me getting distracted by my genius. With the bare bones sanded, I start adding weird clay masses that make the arm leg look a little bit more like a leg. Then I remembered I had some soda aluminum left over from a different project, so I cut and shaped these to the legs in interesting ways. I attached them with the help of my muse, then he helps again. Like me, he seems really drawn to superglue. With all the bits and baubles added on in a pleasing fashion, I get the leg primed and start covering it with gold acrylic paint. I blend all the parts together with various amounts of painting techniques haphazardly done. Don't come at me, miniature painters. With that, the leg is done. Ta-da! There's still the matter of the other legs, so while I'm hot gluing over and over, let me tell you a tale of Adavale. Maeve exists within a larger imaginary world, Adavale, the same world that Winnie and Brienne belong to. Winnie is the first character made for this world. Brienne is my D&D character for an Adavale prequel campaign. Maeve exists in the future of Adavale. She hails from a kingdom of magic and machines fantasy that lives in harmony with technology. Maeve is a sellsword of sorts. She and her crew are hired to escort ships as they cross the sea, providing them with protection from the monsters that lurk below. The most formidable of these are the giant octopi that surprise sailors with high-speed winds, turbulent waters, and deadly lightning. Boats misfortunate enough to get caught in its wrath last minutes. In the past, encountering one of these leviathans was a death sentence. The greatest defense a voyager had was to pray they didn't cross its path. That is until Maeve slayed the first, exposing their mortality to the world. The hide of the beast adorns her balloon as a word of caution to both beast and voyager alike. Usually a kill like this would cost an arm and a leg, but she got a 50% off discount. In the last video, I said I would show more of my sewing process in the future. Well, this isn't that future. Seriously, have you seen how long this video is? If you're wondering whether I'll have any fun transitions, I certainly will. Can you top that pun? Cause I confidently can. Now, let's lace this up by ending with a corset. So cute, so slay. Now, time to accessorize. For the gloves, I chop the claws off the hands and ask someone else to prime them for me. After they are primed, I give them a couple coats of blue, and they are done. On to new territory, making goggles. I was super nervous about these and watched tons of steampunk doll customs as research. I start by pinning in the permanent fabric to our girl's head. It's a brown leather scrap I salvaged from a thrift store bag. I wrap this metal around an old chapstick to make 2 identical rings. Then I half-heartedly cut out some plastic wannabe circles. I paint them before putting them and some foam into a metal circle thingy. I then seal with a layer of resin, so the next layer of resin has something to sit on. I coat the resin in Perlex powder followed by another layer of resin. With the lenses made, I cut and glue these gear shapes to the sides. This is missing a certain je ne sais quoi. Oh, some rivets should add interest. Yes, that's just lovely. I glue these bad boys to the leather strip, then glue more leather strips to the leather strip. And with that, we are done with our goggles. I'm very pleasantly surprised with how these turned out. I was really scared they're gonna look like poo. For her leg strap things, I just slapped some ribbon and leather strips together in a pleasing fashion and add this jar full of pretty shinies and a little poo-poo onto it. Now her accessories are all done. So for the balloon, I'm gonna be honest, by the time I got around to customizing the balloon, I was on the verge of doll burnout. It was still difficult, but I persevered. I make a pattern using the panels that the balloon has, then I cut out the panels and sew them together. Funnily enough, I ran out of thread in the perfect spot while attaching my Velcro. After I get the panels sewn together, I carefully pick out places to blot a variety of colors to give the fabric the grit. I attempted to blend the blotting together by rinsing it out.
3 hours later.
But I just rinsed the paint down the drain. The lights were my favorite part of the balloon. I used this weird cardboard strip to make smaller cardboard strips. They will be used to decorate around the lights to give them a gear shape. I paint the edges of the lights black along with the strips. With the black painted on, I add this coppery paint. I don't want the centers looking too factory fresh, so I take some Mod Podge and mix in the Perlex powder, which gives the centers a mystical, foggy look. I dirty up everything with pastels and carefully place strokes of my paintbrush. The painting is done, so I can assemble it all with hot glue. Time to make like a frog and rivet. Rivet, 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 rivet. Help me. Rivet, 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 rivet. With all that done, I dirty these bad boys up and strategically slap these lights onto the balloon. Alright, figured it out. It's just a little wire thing, and then it sits onto that thing. Are you ready for the reveal? Hold on to your balloons, adventurers, and behold, Captain Maeve. I hope you love her as much as I do, and I'm curious if you have any theories as to how she lost her leg, or how she slayed the giant octopus. Thanks for watching. If you were once a baby, leave a like and subscribe. See you next time. Alright, bye! For the patients to resist the prosthetic leg.